All right, guys. Ready?
Passing the mic here, just raise your hand if you have a question. Look in the front row.
What's up, Steve?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Were you doing quarterback drills?
Of course, I got to be involved just in case, you know. Luckily, we have 3 really good ones, so I would be a really bad fallback guy. But honestly, I like to just be involved with it a little bit, learn a little bit from those guys. How they see things can help me sometimes on the field, but also learn some things maybe I could teach my son one day too, be around some good quarterbacks.
Hunter in the back middle here. Pink sweatshirt, here we go. Last year, there was a lot of talk about how important the Germany game was, maybe more important than a regular season game, than a typical regular season game. Just curious, does it feel like that way for this one as well?
I think every game is important. But yeah, sure. This one is very important because it's the next one, and the guys are for the opportunity to play in front of, these fans here in this city, and get to experience something a little bit different than we're used to.
Hunter, we saw Cole Kmet score a touchdown and then take a snap straight after. Is that something you'd ever see yourself doing?
I hope not. We got a pretty good long snapper in Joe Cardona, so I would not wish that upon him at all. But obviously would like to do whatever, and that was huge for them. Props to Cole for pulling that off, but I don't see that in my cards.
Hunter, I remember sometime after you signed, we talked about wanting to restore the Patriots to where they were, the whole franchise as a whole. Gerard mentioned that today when he spoke with us. I know you're in the middle of a season. Does that ever cross your mind at any point, and if so, when?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, there was a winning culture here, and we need to get back to that. We need to find ways to get wins, however that comes to be. We have guys to do that. We just got to come together. We got to play a complete game. We got to play together. We got to play complementary. Can't beat ourselves. We got to do all the things that, in those times when we've been successful, we got to do those things this coming Sunday and then the rest of the season.
Hey, Hunter. Hey, Hunter. It's just been mentioned you played in Germany, where I was able to watch you guys play, and now you're here in the UK. But if you had a choice of where you'd like to play your next NFL international game, where would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good question. Man. So I've done Mexico City. I've done Germany now. This will be my 3rd international location. The next one, somewhere in Spain, I guess. If we're going to come over to Europe, I think that would be interesting. I haven't traveled a ton, so it's always good to get out and see a little bit.
Hey, Hunter. Winston Churchill is an alum of this school, the Harris School. I wonder if you're a history buff or if you're a Churchill fan or if that is significant to you at all.
Unfortunately, I'm not a big history buff. I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint. But that's really cool. Obviously, there's a lot of history here, so I'm excited to continue to learn.
Hunter, over here on your left. I know you guys didn't get a lot of sleep last night, red-eye flight. What was just the energy level of practice today? Really good, actually. Surprisingly, I did get, enough sleep. I wouldn't say it was the most restful sleep I've had. It was good enough, and, it was good to, I think, get the guys up, get us all up and move around. It's always good to kind of, get all that lactic acid, everything out of the legs, just from sitting on a plane for a while. So feeling good, and I think the energy was great out there.
Hi, Hunter. Great to have you here in London. Asking everyone today for you to be an ambassador for the Patriots. There are a lot of new NFL fans who are yet to have a team that they will happily root for the rest of their lives. Be an ambassador for the Patriots and tell them why they should be rooting for you guys.
I think we have a lot of exciting things coming forward. Obviously, it hasn't been the start of the season that we would want, but we have a lot of great young players and a lot of young players that are on the up and up that I think people can gravitate towards at the start of their careers and as they haven't got things going. So you might as well jump on it now because there's a lot of really, really great players that you can follow their career as the years go.
Hey Hunter, I was just wondering, you have Drake who can throw the ball and Joe who can throw the ball pretty far, and they talk, Joe definitely talks about it. Since you were taking some snaps at quarterback today, how far do you think you can throw the ball?
Y'all are funny with these quarterback. Y'all like these quarterback questions now all of a sudden. I'm not far. I am a very average thrower. I like to just have fun with it. I've been doing it since I was young in my career with quarterbacks. So, I mean, I could probably get it 50 yards, I think, but it takes a lot more than those guys for sure.
Final question?
Hunter, how you doing? I think last week it's fair to say that the Patriots were successful when the offense decided to be aggressive. So do you think that against the Jags, you will decide to be aggressive more often?
Yeah, I mean, that's always the goal on offense is to be aggressive, and that's what we want to be as an offense. So, we're going to play our game. We're going to do what we got to do in certain situations, take our shots when we can, play our game when we can. So, obviously we got Drake in there, and this will be his second career start. So, continuing to build on last week and just going forward. But I'm excited for the opportunity that we have coming this Sunday.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Hi, Christian. First of all, welcome to London. In terms of watching the tape from previous weeks, the Jags only had no receivers with more than 5 receptions or more than 50 yards. The Bears defense seemed to lock up their receivers quite well a week ago in London. So is that something that's been on your mind this week, being on the tape, being on discussions with the other players in the secondary going into this game?
I mean, we don't really look into the stats too much. I mean, they're NFL receivers. They've been doing it for a while. So I mean, they're still great receivers. So we're just treat it like another week. Study the film, watch the film like that. But we don't pay too much attention to the stats and that. And just game plan and try to go out there and execute.
Hey, Christian, over here, right in the middle. First and foremost, I'm going to have to put my shades on because that drip is looking crazy right now. Secondly, what one thing do you think that perhaps fans don't appreciate or understand about your position as a cornerback in the NFL?
I would say it's a mental game. It's very mental. Corner is very, obviously it's physical, you got to be able to run, do all that, but it's very mental, just because they're going to catch a ball on you. Nobody's ever not going to give up a catch, so catches are going to happen, plays are going to happen, but it's all about, you make a good play, move on, you give up a play, move on. So I would say mental, how big of a mental position it is.
Hi, Christian. Obviously, the Patriots are very well followed here in the UK, as you already know. How excited are you to see the international fans over here and how they react?
Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait for Sunday. I've heard great things about, the games overseas, especially here. So, I can't wait to get in the stadium, experience it, and just feel the energy.
Hi, Christian. Welcome to London. In celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, you and the Patriots put on a community event hosting children from organizations like Inquilinos Boricuas en Nación and the Rafael Hernandez Dual Language School. As a Colombian American, how important is it for you to represent youth of similar backgrounds, and what did it mean for you to be a part of something so special? Yeah,
it was huge. Ever since, the draft, when I was able to open my suit and show my Colombian heritage, and I think it's grown on me it's grown onto me that I realized how, how many people are watching, especially in Colombia. They don't really play American football in Colombia a lot. So just to be able to, have the kids look up to me and know that if they put their mind to it, they can do it. But it's an amazing feeling.
Hi, Christian. Lovely to have you here. After this weekend, you'll obviously be able to tick off playing in London off your bucket list, we know. But where and what country would you love to play in next, and why?
I gotta say Colombia. I feel like that would be amazing. They do everything good over there. So it would be fun to get a game over there. I mean, I missed last year's game in Germany. Wish I got to experience that. They opened up the season in Brazil. Feel like that would be a cool one. But definitely Colombia is out with my first choice.
Christian, usually you face off against a team's number one receiver. The Jaguars don't really have that prototypical guy. So do you handle this week a little bit differently just from a matchup perspective?
I handle it the same. I mean, whatever the coaches ask me to do, week in, week out, that's what I go out there and do. So whatever they ask is what I go do.
Hey, Christian. Just following up from that question, I know the Jags might not have an obvious number one receiver, but you already have a reputation as a lockdown corner throughout the league, even in a young career. Just what's your mindset in terms of, being the guy in the secondary? And also, if you get a pick six on Sunday, is there a London-themed celebration you might pull out?
Mindset is kind of going back to his question. Mindset is everything, especially. But I'm lucky to be around, a veteran group of safeties and having John Jones and on playing on the other side of me. He's seen a lot of balls, so he's able to help me so much. I don't know. I don't really plan them. It just kind of just happens. Yeah, in the moment.
Final question?
Christian, with Jacksonville struggling the way they are, do you prepare for two quarterbacks this week? Do you prepare that Matt Jones could possibly play? And if so, how much does going up against him in practice help you in that situation?
You don't really necessarily game plan for two quarterbacks. They're obviously two different players, but at the same time, if something happens and he does come in, he's going to be coached the same way as Trevor's coached. So you just game plan the same way. If he comes in, it'll be fun to go against him. Yeah, thank y'all.
What's up, y'all?
Am I good? Hi, Rhamondre. I was wondering, we obviously didn't see you at practice the first 2 days this week, but you were out there today. How are you feeling ahead of Sunday's game, and do you feel like you could play if the coaching staff puts you out there?
Yeah, I'm feeling good right now. I had to take a couple days off, but yeah, I'm feeling like I should be ready to play on Sunday.
Hey, Rhamondre. I remember after, I think it was week 5, you thought you were going to be good to go. Did the foot injury surprise you at all? Did that happen during the game? Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it was during the game, and then I feel like it just, kind of flared up on me the next day.
Hi. Last week, the Jaguars looked particularly suspect when it comes to defending against running backs in the passing game. Is that something you're hoping to see this week for yourselves and your fellow running backs?
Yeah, that's the approach we take every week, but yeah, we look to do that this week.
Hey, Rhamondre. I used to play running back here in the UK, and one of the things that I feel people don't understand about the position is the amount that you have to block and put your body on the line for your quarterback. So I put the question to you, what one thing do you think fans of the sport don't perhaps understand about the position of running back?
That you're getting hit every single play. There's not a play off. Like you said, if you're not getting the ball, running the ball, you're blocking for the quarterback or blocking for a receiver or something like that. So y'all say it's just, constant car crashes every play.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. So, Rhamondre, you've obviously had a couple of different countries that you're able to play in, Germany and now here in London, checking that off the list as well. What country would be next on your list to play a game in internationally outside of the States, and why are you picking that country?
That's a great question. I don't really travel much, so any of these international games I'm super excited for. Like last year was my first time going to Germany. This year is my first time in London, so I'll leave that up to the the commissioner and stuff to send us where we're going. But I'll love wherever we go.
Fair enough.
Hey, Rhamondre, just curious, not to ask an obvious question, but what's the mood of the team right now given the 5-game losing streak, and how anxious are you guys to end it this Sunday?
Yeah, very anxious to get a W under our belt. I would say it hasn't really changed. We know we have in the building. We're confident in our guys, our coaching staff, and the whole nine. So it's just being consistent, putting it together, and getting some W's.
Hey man, sorry.
Yeah.
What's the sort of mental state for a running back after like a fumble or a play that gets broken up? For someone like yourself, when people start talking about, well, what's he going to do next? What is the mentality for yourself?
Yeah, it's just next play. Quite frankly, I don't really listen to what you guys say, the negative parts of it, just for my well-being. And, it's just the next play mentality. It's a tough game, tough sport. The guys on the other side of the ball get, paid big money to play this game too. So it's just like next play mentality, I would say.
Rhamondre, I was curious, you didn't get to play in the last game, which was Drake May's first start. What's your level of excitement if you are out there on Sunday to play with a guy like Drake?
Yeah, great excitement. Young kid that's, relentless and just learning and want to get better. So, yeah, I'm excited to get out there with him.
Rhamondre in the middle. First, real quick, did you feel like you might be able to practice on Thursday before you guys flew over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like.
That works. Number two, Coach May was talking to us earlier and said, he mentioned building the next dynasty. You re-signed here long-term, restoring the franchise to where it was. Is that something that is ever on your mind in season when obviously you're pretty occupied with football?
It's on my mind. I would say, like, in the season, like you said, it's kind of, we're working on right now and things like that. But without getting too much into it, yeah, I'll say it's on my mind, yes.
Hope you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had a chance to walk around here at all? I'm just curious your impression of where we are, the campus, and what you see.
No, I haven't, but the drive up, I love the fields. There's a lot of space out there, basketball courts, tennis courts, things like that. But no, I haven't got to really explore yet. Mm-hmm.
Rhamondre, take us through what happened for you over the course of the week. You talked about, you might have been able to practice on Thursday. Why the decision not to practice? I imagine a lot of it goes back to the coaching staff, but kind of take us through the rehab process over the course of the week.
I respect your question, but I don't really want to sit here and talk about injuries, things like that. I was just a little shaken up. Took a few days to, try to get it right and things like that.
Hi, Rhamondre. I was at the game last week in London. I saw a couple of 38 jerseys and Patriots jerseys in the crowd.
Oh, yeah?
For you, if you were to see that on Sunday, how would that make you feel to seeing how far the game's growing outside of the US? People from Europe and the UK are wearing your jerseys to watch a game.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I just said I've never really been out here. To have some supporters from out here would be great. Probably give me some more confidence to go out there and play harder. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Raise your hand with questions for Jotham.
Hey, Jotham. I know a number of people who have taken part on the IPP program and have had nothing but positive things to say about it. So talk to me about the IPP program and how much it has done for you.
I think it started off as a dream, really, for, I guess, those who didn't know much about it, and then especially those who did know about it. And when it was first something introduced to me, I looked into it. I saw Jordan's path, actually, who was, I guess, the huge figurehead of how far you can really take it. And especially with him going through the same process of, we both played rugby and like at the same level as well. It was something I guess I looked at, and I never knew how far it would take me. And to be here right now, it's just, I guess, a dream come true now.
How much have you found that your experience in rugby has helped you on the program so far?
I think just the drive that rugby offers. Like, it is a constant moving game. You're having to non-stop just run, go, move. So I think that has been my biggest transferable feature. They've asked me, if anything, to give effort, and that's what I like to do. I just like to give my max effort where I can. Learning the technique is I guess the biggest challenge.
Hi, in terms of being an international player, of course, a former Patriots player, Jakob Johnson from Germany, of course, has a great story coming through the league and has had some good moments since being in the NFL. Is he someone else you look up to, especially being where you are team-wise? Someone you sort of inspired to be like or look up to in terms of making the transition to the NFL?
As far as like me personally looking towards him, I think now after hearing that, especially, I'll definitely look into it. My, I guess, views transferred a bit when I looked at the players currently, kind of, I guess, the top figureheads, where they said like, this is the person who you could be, who you could look towards and shape yourself. Yeah.
Jotham, over here on your left. Obviously, you've probably grown quite a bit as a football player since you came in the spring, but what's one area that you feel like you've grown the most?
I think in terms of speaking of growth, I guess you have to speak from somewhere where you lacked ability. I would definitely say the run technique for me was my biggest challenge. I think in rugby, you're not really having to use your hands like that, like especially two hands and someone coming at you and not tackling you. So when it came to run technique, it was where am I looking first, and then shooting the hands out, how my feet are. So when I do get those good run techniques, those, I guess, good moments, it's a really prideful moment for me because I'm really happy and achieved on where I was to where I've come now.
Just one. How did you decide on playing defensive end, or like why was it that position for you?
So for that, the program actually did a good job for me. When they did scout me, they looked at my physique and some of my natural attributes from rugby, looking at highlights, and they really decided early on that defense, and especially defensive end, was my position.
Hey, sorry, at the front. How you doing?
Yeah, good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Just in terms of coming through the pathway and playing for the New England Patriots, given the history, the Super Bowl wins, Tom Brady, like how much does that mean to you to be a part of this franchise?
Well, it's funny actually. So when we look at an old photo of me when I'm young and knew absolutely nothing about NFL, I'll be honest, like not the first thing at all. By coincidence, my uncle, when he came to America, he'd come back, and the jersey that he came back with for me and my brother was a Tom Brady jersey. So I think as a child, that was my first look, first exposure to the NFL entirely. And to have a picture of me in a Tom Brady jersey and then now be here with the Patriots, the first team I was introduced to, it's, I guess, another dream come true. Like, it just stacks and stacks.
Down here again, me again. In the same way that you mentioned Jordan Mailata of the Eagles, there will be and aspiring to do what you have done on your journey through the IPP to the Patriots. So for those who are trying to get to where you're at, give them to make it onto the IPP?
I think for me, it was very much like I was told to train how you want to play, and I guess the biggest challenge is to do that consistently. It's not enough to just kind of wake up one day and say I'm going to do this, but it's to keep doing it day after day after day, even when it gets hard. You know, that's when you really have to do it, because that's the biggest challenge that's going to set you apart from someone else. So looking at those disciplines and how you can do that and be consistent is probably the biggest step that'll take you far.
Last question.
Hey, so I know rugby, there's some crazy initiations, but have they made you do anything crazy here in Boston?
They've actually been very nice to us. I've heard there's been some past rookie hazings. The most I've ever done is get snacks for the boys, and we had a nice water slide. So I think from what it used to be to what it is now, like they're treating us nice, and I'm getting the very light version of it. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Fine date, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good impression.
What do you say?
I think this might be on.
I think it's off. I can't hear you. What's up? What's up?
Hello.
Here we go. There we go.
Good to see you again,
Good to
Deatrich.
see
I saw
you.
you last year in Germany. I asked about why you wore 91, so yeah, good to see you on this side of the pond now here in England. Just in terms of the defense through the first few weeks and where the team's at now, how do you feel the progress has gone? Obviously a mix of veterans and young guys, and what are you sort of hoping to game plan for Sunday?
Yeah, I think we started out really, really strong. We have a lot of young guys now that are playing. They're getting the defense. So far, we had 2 good weeks of practice, and I'm looking forward to having a great game on Sunday.
So obviously you've been over to Germany and now you're coming over to the UK. How excited are you to see the fans at Wembley this weekend?
Really excited. I've been trying to learn how y'all say certain words, so I kind of mastered the ignorant part, you know, and I say, "What's up, bruv?" You know, I say that every now and again. But for the most part, I'm excited to see what the atmosphere is like in London. So looking forward to seeing that Sunday too.
What's up, man?
Hey,
How's practice?
Familiar face. How you
Yeah,
doing?
long time. Dry was telling us earlier today he was, building towards the next dynasty. I know that's something he's got in his mind. He's got long-term views. Is that something that crosses your mind ever in season? And if so, when, as you're kind of going through the year?
Dynasties?
Yeah, rebuilding the team. He spoke of a new dynasty. Does that ever cross your mind as you're playing here?
I never ever thought about it, honestly. Not in some type of disrespectful way. Just kind of never thought about dynasties in a sense. Just kind of thought about the era. I guess in a sense, I think about eras and when I play, playing with great players, with great coaches. So I guess I've coached in one coaching era, and now I'm playing in a new coaching era. So I guess this is something that I'm looking forward to seeing how this coaching era takes off.
Deatrich, over here.
Hello there.
Here we are at the Harrow School.
Yes.
What do you
Where
think?
Winston Churchill went to school. Yes.
How did you know that?
Someone said it on the way in.
Who,
Yes.
said, who said it? Do you remember?
Don't know who said it.
What do you think of the Harrow School? I mean,
So far, nice. Yeah, I only saw the football field.
Got it.
But from the outside, it looks real nice. So, yeah.
And how was the trip in, standard for you? Or what did you get out of it to get yourself ready to go?
I slept. Did you? Yeah. I slept the entire time on the flight because of the time zone change. That's very important. Woke up, and it was foggy and morning in London. So I saw the fog from atop. It was pretty nice how the fog kind of like came out the water into the city. I was like, it's pretty neat, kind of seeing it from like sky's view. And then we landed, and yeah.
Should I start with coming to you live from London?
Yes. Coming to you live.
Taking
from
your
London.
lessons.
There we go.
I wanted to ask about, obviously Gerard said last week, he kind of gave the defense a wake-up lesson after that loss. What's been the energy specific to the defense throughout this week of practice and specific to today being here?
Really, executing everything at a high level. Going out there, we didn't play the way we wanted to the last couple of weeks, so we want to go out there and play our football, our game, and go out there and get a win.
New England has a massive following here, obviously in England. But what would your message be to the fans in your best London accent as you've been practicing?
Okay, all right. First, let me talk to you in my real accent, my real voice, and then I'll talk to you in London accent. It's pretty cool to leave New England and go to Old England, so that's pretty nice. And then in my England accent, okay, let's see what I got. It's a good day for football, isn't it? Yeah. That's probably bad. Oh my gosh. That's all I know is isn't it? So I'm gonna kind of burn that out. But I did hear somebody say, what did he say? Let me see. He said, can I ask for an autograph, eh? I was like, oh yeah, I got you. So he pronounced autograph pretty differently, so I got to learn how he said that and then use that in a sentence.
Love it.
Sorry for anybody who feel offended, my bad.
Gerard wanted you guys to get out of the hotel, walk around. Yeah. What will you do in your downtime while you're here?
Want to see what London's about. I kind of want to go to the British Museum. I think they said that there's a Harry Potter thing, a little train station or Universal Studios somewhere. I don't know where Buckingham Palace is, but if it's close, I'm going to go. If it's not, it's next time. And that's going to be probably it for me. Yeah, not do too much, keep the legs fresh, and just probably sightsee as much as possible. Yeah. No. Went wrong, right? No problem. But question for y'all, since y'all are from London. Anything cool to see in London? Anything that fish and chips? Well, me being plant-based vegan, probably won't be doing that. Cuts off all the food. East Chapel Wings. Okay, for sure. I'll write down. Anything else? No one? Oh, okay. I'll check it out. Wyman South Bank. There it is then. Well, thank y'all very much. Cheers.